welcome everyone to the Design Board meeting on Thursday, January 15th, 2026. I will call the meeting to order and ask for approval of the agenda.
I've seen the agenda and it looks good to me. I move we approve the agenda.
I second that.
You and welcome.
Thank you, sorry.
Those in favor? Yes.
Aye.
Harvey, welcome. If anybody in the audience or on Zoom cannot hear some of the discussion or what's being said, just raise your hand and we'll either repeat or I'll that along. So, with that, we will be moving on to our first item, and that is election of officers, which is done every year in January. Our first nomination will be for the chair, and I would like to nominate Valerie McNaughton to chair Design Review Board and ask for a second.
I'll second that.
All right. And Jen, if you would call roll, please.
Board Member Rainey?
Aye.
Board Member McNaughton?
Aye.
Board Member Clausen?
Aye.
Chair Deaver?
Yes.
Yes. All right, very good. I'll finish elections and then I will pass the gavel to you if that works.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Next we will be calling for nomination of the vice chair.
I would like to nominate Tim Rainey as the vice chair. Oh, no, I would like to nominate our current chair as the vice chair. Would you accept that?
Yes, I will, unless there's someone who would like to be
thank
vice
God.
chair. All right, is there a second?
I'll second
I
that.
second that nomination.
All right, and Jen, roll, please.
Board Member Clausen?
Aye.
Board Member Rainey?
Aye.
Board Member McNaughton?
Aye.
Chair Deaver?
Aye.
All
All right, that formality is out of the way, so, if you are ready, I will
All
hand
right.
this duty to you, and we will continue our meeting,
Okay.
as signed.
So we are now considering the minutes from the December 18th, 2025 Design Review Board meeting. Does anyone have any amendments to the meeting? Pages? No, I don't hear any amendments to the meeting. I call for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Yes, aye.
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 Aye. Where does it? Okay. So we are now in the public comment section. If you have something to say to a specific agenda item, you could wait until that time. But public comment is for non-agenda items only. If you would like to speak to any public issue that you believe we have jurisdiction over, your comments will be considered during the public hearing portion of the meeting when that item is considered by the board. So any public comments? Hi, Michelle. All right. Please approach the podium.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you have to kill me. Michelle Gallagher.
You will identify yourself.
Yes,
As
I do that.
you need no introduction, but for the record.
Michelle Gallagher, People Boss. 7 of them. I think it's a 7. Can I approach the bench?
Yes.
You guys, I just printed out some examples of signs. I don't know if you've walked around at all. Okay, so everyone write stuff out. I know that I'm not mistaken. These policies and codes, our codes and policies have been written, and the intent was to have the aesthetic of the shopping area to lean towards small family-owned shops in the community that was driven by arts and crafts. And I feel the original intent was to get as far away from strip malls and formula box stores as possible. One of the reasons that I believe that the original intent of the sign code was to incorporate wood, paint, and etched glass was to drive home the aesthetic that there is an arts community where things are made by artists. Just walking a few blocks, the majority of the signs, the new signs from the past few years are using non-approved materials, with plastic and AI becoming the norm and to further destroying the environment. We as a city and community can set an example on how to treat our surroundings using as many natural materials as possible and local craftspeople. In the interest of what I assume was thought to be progress, previous DRBs have let decals and plastic elements get through. I've heard that was due to longevity or cost, and there's a rub. We're trading in art for convenience. I believe our signs should represent the spirit of how we want to be represented. They should look like natural materials that are weathered from our environment, not faded, peeling plastic that'll eventually make its way back into our timelines. As you know, I've been fighting this my entire 4 years on DRB. My absolute breaking point was the non-approved materials on the Oasis sign hung back in September. That was reported to code enforcement, unfortunately by their neighbor, which was me. I don't feel like this should be a citizen's job to snitch on their neighbors. Anyway, that said, it looks like there's a new permit in and looks like it's approved. I'd say keep paying attention to the public, whatever. When you look and see what's going on with the signs, I recommend that city staff, if they have trouble identifying materials, that maybe they reach out to someone who can help. And I'm gonna refer to the handout that I just gave you. I know I have 3 minutes, sorry. So the Bronx Coast sign, that didn't come from DRB. I couldn't really tell the materials are really far away from it, but there's a beautiful hand carved sign behind it. And, I mean, it's just a shitty printout, sorry, crappy printout. But these are beautiful hand carved signs. The library sign, the bodega sign, done by a local artist in the last year. Actually the Cannon Beach leather sign is an old sign that was just rehabbed and, looks beautiful. So I just really push home that we don't want these AI looking signs, these plastic looking signs, to have it look really like it belongs here. It's from the materials here. That's it. Thank you.
Anita, do you know if we have a work session on signs scheduled?
Will be, yes, will be next month.
All right, great.
Yeah, so we're hoping, we'll talk about it at the end of the meeting, but 5 o'clock is what we had spoke about, doing 5 to 6.
Okay.
Next month's meeting, so.
All right, so we invite you to attend.
Okay.
All right, great. So we are now at there is a non-hearing item, correct? Sandy Griegman for Loma Sauna. It's an application for signage.
Well, that's me.
Yes. So it is a, let's announce what it is first. It is a application for design review of exterior. Is this the exterior alterations or is this just
This
the
is a
sign?
new sign.
Okay, just the sign. All right.
Yeah, this one's, I'm also on for some other things.
All right,
This is just
and your name?
Sandy Reedman,
Okay,
and want me to tell you all about it?
yes.
You're gonna love it, hopefully, you guys approve it. I wanna do a metal copper, of the lettering on the cedar back, where the copper can patina over time, and it's gonna be beautiful. Kind of patina's green, have you seen how it's copper? That's my dream, is like, as the kind of weather, as it takes on the weather, it becomes more beautiful. That's it. It's gonna be awesome. And I had my friend has a sign company out of Portland. He did my business sign in Portland, that's why I'm using him again. Because he did a metal sign on wood for me there. It was still incredible. But yeah, that's it. It'll be fabulous.
So this
You're
is,
gonna love it. That's exciting.
so for a non-agenda item, non-hearing item, we have an application in front of you. May I have your advice, Vice Chair? What is the procedure on this kind of?
Well, your sheet here.
Okay. All right.
The things that you state for the applicant and the public.
Okay. Okay.
There'll be two, one on the right of the door, and then one on the west side, right of the window. So one on the north side, right of the front door, and one on the west side, facing the Suzy Scoops. That walkway, right above. That's the.
Okay, does anyone object to the jurisdiction of the design review board to hear this matter at this time? All right, does any commission member believe they have a conflict of interest or a personal bias? Has there been any ex-party contacts or anybody made a site visit to this location, 232 North Spruce?
Site visit.
Site visit, all right. So the staff report on this item.
Normally that would have been delivered prior to the applicant's comments, but her comment basically summarizes the staff report that there would be a couple signs and the materials that would be used.
All right, is there any additional correspondence in the file?
No.
No objections?
No commentary on this application.
All right, so now calling for public testimony in the state. So we consider the pertinent criteria under the municipal ordinance, and that is noted in the staff reports and listed on the criteria sheets. And maybe some of you have come based on that public notice, and you may want to give testimony about this. So this may be your opportunity. But
So, just a
yes,
second, not in this.
non-public.
Not in
This is not, okay.
Non-union. That'd be for next.
Okay, so we have received the testimony of the applicant, and are we ready for a motion and or discussion about this sign?
Yeah, I have a couple questions for discussion. I love the idea of copper and cedar wood backing, is that right?
Yeah.
So it'll be natural, no paint, just like.
No paint.
And then how large are the letters? Because it looks like you've got
I wrote
sauna and house smaller, and then Loma looks quite large.
She wrote it, or my sign guy wrote it on her application. I didn't know if that showed, or if you have.
I didn't notice lettering, I just noticed.
We do have it, but I can't quite see
I think
the
it's,
scale.
it looks like it's the maximum, which is 12 inches for.
Thank you. Yeah,
And then the sign itself is 18 inches, so it's like eight feet long and
no,
18
no,
inches.
it sits right above, I think it would be,
Yeah, the dimensions are in the staff report.
Yeah. can you read that?
One of the signs will measure approximately 7 feet 10 inches by 1.5 feet tall. The second sign will be 5 foot 11 inches and 1.5 feet tall.
It'll be over the front door and window kind of center, and then over the.
So I'm just wondering so you'll have two entrances?
No, sorry, one will be over an entrance, one will be over a window. The business will have one entrance.
Okay. And is the window part of your sauna?
Correct.
Where the signage is, so it's gonna be on the corner there of Spruce?
No, one will be facing the walkway towards Suzy Scoops, and one will be facing north into the courtyard towards, Bound, and Marisha, like that one.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing towards Spruce.
Well, I guess what I was trying to say is it closer to Spruce? Because looking at the diagram, it looks like it's on the corner of where I'm not sure you're occupying, where Northwest by Northwest used to be.
So that's east. So the sign's gonna be on the west side and north side,
Right.
not east, sorry.
No, I know
It'll be-
that. It's gonna be
it'll
on the north side, but it's on that corner.
Northwest corner.
so it's up here, and then, so one on the west and one on the northwest corner.
Correct.
So they're both just kind of cornering the
Yep.
building there?
Yep, that's
Okay, because that's where I wasn't sure on this diagram, it shows it way over here.
Oh, did it? It may have.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's-
that is the west side, not the north side.
Right, and it shows
Yep.
your sign there. but-
Correct.
But I was guessing, I mean, this was
That's-
really confusing for me to know what was south, what was north, what was west. So
Sorry, yep,
I tried to
Yep.
kind of do it by
got it.
looking at your diagram.
Good questions.
But that's where, so I'm understanding that they will basically be two corner signs. And then how does that relate to, since this is a complex and you have other tenants, as far as square footage allowed for any other tenant's sign? Is that square footage well
I'm the
within
only
there?
entrance on those two sides, sorry.
Yeah.
Were you done with your question? Oh,
I,
no, I mean that question.
well, I was just wondering, you know, allowing two signs for one business, you know, if that's going to, decrease, another tenant, since it seems like things are kind of moving around in your, complex
Yep.
there, that, everyone would still gets a square footage of signage.
Yeah, there'll be two other businesses on the front, and their entrances are on, their signage is on the front. So
Mhm.
my business will take up the west side and that corner of the
Mhm.
west.
And then you
But
also
yeah.
have a freestanding sign, so I imagine that will also have some,
Oh, the-
signage in there.
Yeah, we're all going, hopefully, to, I guess we'll have to do that separately, but we all want to, as the businesses together, have a cohesive looking sign in our pagoda together.
Mhm.
But we haven't gotten there yet. That's our goal, is to kind of make those freestanding signs kind of match, but have each business in them, so it looks like all, or one building with our businesses in it,
Mhm.
as opposed to kind of patch. But we haven't said that.
Okay, so just what's before us is the two signs, corner signs in your, northwest corner of the building. And then one is larger by about 2 feet. All copper, 12 inches is going to be the largest lettering, and that'll be the Loma.
Yes.
And then the sauna house will be smaller, okay, and, all right, well, that's all I have.
I had a couple of questions. Sandy, how's the copper attached to the wood?
So the way I think he does it is we'll have backing behind the actual, we'll do backing behind the wood.
How many moves to that?
And then we pre-plan it so that he can attach it into that through there. That's what he did to my building, my dollar building in Portland, but I don't exactly know the components, I can get that information for you though. But he was good, it's all about the backing.
And it wouldn't affect the provability of the sign, but is there concern that the verdigris would reach to the wood and you would sort of have a streak of green below the letter?
I asked him that, and he said probably not, that we would not do that. But that we could all, yeah, that we could figure that out as we go. He didn't think that was gonna be an issue.
Are they gonna be raised letters, or will they be flush on the,
It'll be slightly raised.
so that should take?
Slightly, not, yeah, almost looking like it's floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So part of that's in-
Harvey, do you have any questions? No? All right. Any other comments you made based on these questions? Okay. All right, are we ready for a motion?
I will make a motion to approve, sign for DRB 25-22, Loma House Sauna, or Sauna Loma House.
Loma Sana House.
Loma Sauna House, thank you.
Sauna.
Okay.
Okay, any second?
Second?
All right, and, all in favor?
Yes.
All right, and Harvey?
Yes, Harvey?
Harvey, we are voting on this application. Are you in favor of it?
He's frozen.
No, he's blinking. Harvey, are you in favor of this?
The sound is so bad that I am not able to understand what's being said.
Oh, that's terrible. Do you have closed caption? That you could turn on, maybe?
We're voting on 25-22. And everyone has voted but you.
This is the sign for, let's see, Sauna Loma House,
Loma Sauna House.
Loma Sauna.
However you want to say, as long as you come.
All right. And I'm not sure you can hear us. What about the audience? Are you having trouble hearing us? Should we speak up?
No.
Okay, we're okay? All right.
The room is kind of echoey and.
It is echoey, yes.
But yeah, I think you can.
Okay.
We should build a
Maybe-
city hall.
Is there any way we could chat to Harvey and see if we could get his vote?
Raise your hand if you're voting yes.
Is it aye or no?
Don't they call them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're off to a rolling start. All right, thank
We
you,
have 6 or
Sandy.
7 more to go.
I know, all right. Well, let's see. So we got through that one, and that was the non-hearing item. So now we are about to go to the hearing items. That's DRB 2518. Andy Patton is presenting
Oh,
on.
no,
No,
we have
actually,
21, so
we're-
Sandy has to get back.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're doing the
Sandy.
alterations.
Oh, we are-
Exterior
okay.
alterations, which is part of her application, landscaping modifications and new. So they kind of combined it, but one was non-hearing and one is hearing.
Okay, so she's next.
So we're here.
Oh, Sandy, okay, 21, yes. All right, so you're back in front of us, Sandy Reidman with,
Okay, you're gonna wanna read your thing
Okay.
for procedure.
okay. Am I done with this one?
You have to pass the motion for the.
Yes.
First for the staff.
What?
Staff.
Oh, staff report on this, okay. So I'm done with this too?
What's that?
If the hearing's not being continued, close the public hearing. Where am I? So, oh, we're on 22. Okay, so this is the second
No, we're.
item. Okay.
So they kind of put it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
So you'll just wanna go.
okay. So now this is the second part of, your presentation. This is a hearing item. It's DRB 2521, Sandy Reidman for Loma Sauna House. Is that part correct? Loma
Yes.
Sauna House?
Loma Sana House.
All right.
You got it.
And now this is the external alterations, the sun, the fence, et cetera.
Correct.
Okay, okay, this is at 232 North Spruce Street, in the C1 Limited Commercial Zone. And we are reviewing this against the criteria of Municipal Code Chapter 1770, et cetera. So I should call for public testimony first, is that correct? Or the testimony of the staff report? Okay, staff report, all right. Robert.
Good evening. The applicant proposes exterior alterations to 232 North Spruce Street, a multi-tenant commercial building located in the C1 commercial zone in conjunction with renovations to the space that has been occupied by a previous tenant on the northwestern corner of the building. Proposed changes include modifications to the business's entrance, changes in fenestration on the building's western facade, and the construction of a private garden area with a fence. And somebody needs to mute their device.
We'll try to message him and let him know. All right, it's quieter now. You can continue.
Okay. Moving into the approval criteria from 1770 municipal code for the site design evaluation criteria. The staff comment is the most significant change to the site layout is the development of a private garden area on the western portion of the property. This will include the addition of a cedar fence measuring 6 feet tall and a metal roof patio structure. The northwestern corner of the property is the location of a private walking path connecting 232 North Spruce with 231 North Hemlock. The addition of a fence will not interfere with the path, but will serve as a privacy screen between the business's patio and pedestrian traffic. Moving into the architectural design criteria, the staff comment is that exterior structural alterations will take place in the northern and western facades of the structure. On the north, one of the 2 doorways will be deleted and infilled with a window, and the existing windows on the northwestern corner will be reduced in size. The western facade will see window and door replacements with infill being constructed in areas formerly occupied by doors. The newly infilled areas will be surfaced with cedar shaped siding to match the existing structure. New windows and doors will have black fiberglass frames and wood trim. Application materials indicate that the private garden area will have a wood frame patio covered with metal roof. However, no information has been provided regarding the patio cover. And then moving into the landscape design criteria. Staff comment is the most significant landscaping change described in the application will be construction of a new privacy fence on the northwestern portion of the property to separate the patio area from the pedestrian walkway. The fence will be no more than 6 feet above the existing grade and be constructed with cedar slats over a steel frame. Portions of an existing walkway that lead to an entrance will be deleted and are to be removed. Application materials indicate that an existing tree on the northwestern corner of the property will be retained and the new native and drought-resistant plants will be added. However, no information has been provided about the new plantings. And that concludes the staff report.
All right. So, is there any additional correspondence?
No.
There's not. All right. I believe we are ready for the applicant's presentation.
Okay, good evening. My name is Scott Robertson with Higher Ground General Contracting, 672 North Hemlock Street in Manhattan Beach. And Sandy has brought me in to realize this significant change to the site's layout here, that development of private garden area, the western portion of the property. So we're going to do that in a couple of phases. And phase 1 of that is going to be the fence, and we have diagrams of that. Exhibit A3 shows from above what that's going to look like. And there's another drawing that shows the materials that we're planning using there and how that's going to be laid out. And so the idea there is to do a metal, it's a radius fence, and so we're going to use metal framing, and then it'll be cedar cladding. And it's going to be a sort of a batten board style with the recessed fence boards and then other strips placed at each joint there. So that's the fence portion, and there is mention here of metal roof patio structure, and we are currently working on some final touches with regard to the design of that. And so that is something that's going to be forthcoming, along with details regarding the plantings that will take place back there.
So those have not been finalized yet.
Not quite, no. I mean, what you see here there is a drawing that shows a little covered thing, but we're thinking of doing something a little bit more substantial. So we're going to need to show you those when we have them. And so we're interested in hopefully being heard in February on that, but that would be possible, but.
So to clarify, the application is being updated to delete the patio structure.
The way it's shown here, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to move for continuation on the landscape plan until we have all the information to be able to, go over the application in a,
Makes sense.
And then so finally, with regards to the fenestration and the changing out of the windows and doors, I believe you can see the existing west elevation that shows what is currently there, and then you can see below that the proposed changes that we made. And so that serves speaks for itself. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, we have a motion to continue to allow the parties to finalize all of their plans.
well, that's the landscape.
The landscape.
The landscaping portion is what I'm asking, as he stated that they don't have finalized plans.
But the root
Structural.
The site and architectural
is complete.
no, you're planning to remove the ADA.
Harvey, you need to mute now.
All right, so, I make a motion to continue the landscape, portion of the application to our February meeting.
Thank you very much.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. All right, part is continued. Harvey has voted yes also. All right, so that's continued. All right, so as to the structure and the roof, that is before us now. Anything else you want to say prior to public hearing?
Well, as I stated, the roof as it's shown here is gonna be, we're gonna modify that. So that if we could also include that as a part of the continuation,
Yeah, if you wanted to.
that would be fantastic. And,
So is that part of the architectural or?
and the reason being is we would like to have something, like I say, a little bit more substantial that ties into the structure and not have water coming through between the door and the cover area. And so we're working on some detailed drawings with that. Some picture that's kind of came up recently, so
Okay.
we'll have that here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, this is the considered architecture.
So really, we're likely continuing all of 25-21, is that correct?
Staff would suggest doing that if this item is already being continued anyway. Staff would suggest that no items be voted on until the total package has been reviewed and decisions made.
All right.
Seems like we're gonna affect the side.
Okay. Can we still have discussion regarding some of the architectural, questions that we have at this time?
Sure.
Okay.
All right,
So I need to, I'll amend my motion, to include architectural,
Well, that motion already passed.
that was for landscape.
that was all of the landscape. Yeah,
Right.
So we're gonna include
You had
a new motion,
you
okay,
new motion.
okay. All right. We'll get through this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, yeah, it's a little bit convoluted, there's several things.
Yeah,
I want to go through, so onto the fenestration, which is, very important to us with our construction timeline now, and that is the changing out of some of the windows and doors. We are set to move forward with that, with your blessing and your approval, and so you can see, in the drawings here, it does show, you'll see the existing, north elevation, and you'll see proposed north elevation, and so you can see that just some of these windows are gonna change dimensions. At the north elevation there, and most of this work is gonna happen at the west side.
You're planning to take the ADA ramp that's currently on the north side out and replace that?
No, that's gonna stay.
Well, there's something in one of your drawings that said the ADA would be there would be new rails and a new ramp.
It had like a ramp, on top of a ramp because, of the door that I used to use as my office. We just took that off, so it's one ramp now. And the handrails that are there, some of them it'll stay exactly the same, but maybe they will get replaced. One's wobbly, that's it. So it'll look exactly the same. We just took that board, some particle board off the good ramp. No, it'll be a great ADA ramp.
So some maintenance being done, some
Maintenance?
updating, it's absolutely going to stay and we will be in compliance with ADA.
I'm just looking at what is in my packet, and it looks like there's a new fence, and it's not the beautiful little,
Curvy fence.
curvy fence. So that's where, you know, maybe these plans have changed since,
Can we see what you?
yeah, sure.
This is the ADA, this is up the north
This
side.
right here says there's a new fence right there, and I'm assuming this is the north face.
May I approach?
Yes, please.
Okay, sorry, I don't want to confuse you.
So this, looking at this, it says new fence, and that's
Oh,
right here, and that's
so
where I'm not
the-
sure.
So this is the corner, so the fence would come from Susie Scoops just around to here. So it would be over here.
So this is the fence that we're talking about, it just looks like a regular fence.
It just got cut off. I don't even know why that's on, yeah. My apologies, I don't know.
Well, no.
So
I
it
mean,
should go this
that's
direction.
And then,
It's like right here, is where you're looking at, sorry.
okay,
That's
so
the-
that's where it's, okay.
Yes,
Because see, that's where I'm having trouble understanding where that location is. So
That
that's
is-
your
that's where the,
northwest corner.
that's where the new sign will go.
So this is your northwest corner,
Yeah,
right?
no, this is the west corner.
Right,
Yeah.
the west side of the northwest corner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Got it,
And
sorry.
then so that's where, you know, looking at this, it says a new ramp, so that's where I'm wondering in all of this alteration.
Oh, yeah, so
that-
same
that-
ramp, but we just took part of it off, so that's.
So you are
probably-
gonna be doing some work on the ramp.
Well, we just cleaned it up, it's already done. If you wanna come look at it now, it's actually
Well, I
a
just-
working ramp, so
yeah,
it just
yeah.
needed, I guess, repairs. That's probably.
So that's been done.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all right. The drawings were confusing, and it sounds like the only thing that you may have intact is the curvy fence, but,
The windows and doors, may I speak? I'm sorry.
yes,
That's my most important thing to talk about.
is that time sensitive, that you need to do it right now? You need approval right now?
I would love that, for my construction timeline, so if I can help that in any way, just, you know.
And would any other architectural features like the roof or the, anything else affect the shape of that wall?
No,
Curved
the
wall.
new, the curvy fence, no,
Okay,
no. So the windows and doors, we're set to go on that, on our end, that ramp is gonna be, where it's just a little bit of repair work happening, but we are totally gonna have the ADA. And then the fence is just gonna be its own separate thing as well. And so what we're wanting to come back with the continuance is we're doing a modified metal roof there for the covered patio area.
so I'm hearing three things, the windows and doors on the north side, the fence on the, kind of the west side by the pedestrian walkway, and where's the fenestration? Is that farther down on?
Fenestration is gonna be taking place on both the north side
Okay.
and mostly on the west side.
Okay,
And so you can see that. So the way the drawings are, is that this is sort of the perspective that you can have is like, when we're looking at that west elevation, we're standing further away west, looking right at it.
okay.
Yeah.
Is that practical? Can we do this in 2 stages? Yes,
I make
Mr.
a recommendation
Yes,
that you conditionally approve the architectural of the fenestration on the windows and doors for approval, with the condition that come back for the rest of the architectural.
okay, that makes some sense. What do people think? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to let them, I mean, I think that overall, it's a wonderful project and, everything seems right, but just getting everything lined up so that it fits, DRB's criteria and procedures, so
All right,
thank you for understanding that.
all right. So, we still do have public testimony that can be taken. Are we finished with any discussion? We've got a procedural matter that we can, where we can handle this, but,
Well, we would need a motion before we would have
public
discussion.
hearing, okay, so do we have a motion? Anyone want to make a motion? You started.
You got public comment coming forward.
Called public comment.
We usually do the motions to continue things.
Right, right,
Let them happen.
right, okay. All right, so let's hear from anyone in the public who has a comment on this application, including the architectural features, et cetera. Anything you've heard, anyone? I hear no one. All right, okay, we're going to close the public hearing. And do we have a motion on this agenda item?
So relative to the architectural submittal, I move that we conditionally approve the doors and fenestration at this time, with the remainder coming back at the next meeting.
And that includes the windows and the wall, the curved wall. Is that correct?
Be the windows and doors and then the curved fence.
Oh, the curved wall is part of the landscaping? Is that correct?
Yeah, the fence is not on site landscaping,
Okay, is that correct?
because the fence isn't attached to the building, it's not part of the building.
Do you have something to say?
No.
Would you like to add?
No, I'm just trying to follow along with the
Right.
logic here. Yeah.
Right, okay,
Yeah, the fence is considered a landscape improvement.
okay. So if that's the
Oh, I see.
finding of staff.
Okay.
So we can go ahead with Tim's motion to conditionally approve the architectural features in your plan. And we will come back next month for the remainder of that plan. Any comments?
I haven't heard a second on that, and it isn't everything, it's just the fenestrations and the doors.
Yeah, we could make that simpler, maybe, that,
Okay,
Need a second.
all right,
second.
all right, all in favor?
Was there a second?
There was a
Yes.
second.
Okay.
Anita.
Aye.
Aye.
And Henry gave it a thumbs up.
All right, and Harvey, all right, all in favor? All right, we've got 4-0, okay. All right, I guess we will see you next month.
Yeah, thanks for the.
Good luck.
Thanks very much for your time and energy on it.
We're gonna allow you.
Okay, so next item is, we're at DRB 2518, now we're at Andy Patton on behalf of Lumen Technologies. This relates to the replacement of wooden fence gates with new natural cedar fence gates at 132 West Jackson Street. All right, we are reviewing this against the criteria of Municipal Code, Chapter 1770, 080 to 100. Do we have an applicant here? Andy? Is Andy Patton present?
I thought it says name, he's there. His name's up there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Oh.
indeed. Welcome, Mr. Patton.
Thank you. My name is Andy Patton and I work for Essex General Construction. We're representing Lumen Technologies, who owns that building. And they've been there since that phone building, or a portion of it has been there since probably the 50s, and operates telephone equipment in that building and 911 service for the town in that building. And we are requesting to build 4 foot by 4 foot wide cedar gates, 6 foot tall.
4 foot wide.
4
6
foot
foot
wide
long.
by 6 foot tall cedar gates, one on the west side and one on the east side of the building.
All right, anything else?
No, pretty simple, just using the natural cedar materials to maintain the character of the neighborhood and the existing fences on the adjacent properties.
All right. And the framing is also cedar?
No, it will be, well, it could be, but we would typically use pressure treated post that would be hidden behind cedar boards facing them,
Okay,
which the adjacent fences all have pressure treated posts.
All right. Is there gonna be a lock on these gates, or how are they going to be accessed?
There would be a padlock on each gate.
all right. Does anyone object to the jurisdiction of the DRB on this matter? Does any commission member believe they have a conflict of interest or personal bias? Has any commission member had an ex parte contact or made a site visit?
Site
Site visit. All right, I believe we are ready for the staff report.
Thank you. Yes, the applicant's comments effectively provide a description of the project. 2 new 4x6 fences will be installed on either side of a commercial telephone switch building. This application is brought before the design review board as approved formal residential uses are subject to review. The approval criteria are spelled out through both 1772-020 fences and also the design review criteria in 1770, specifically site design and the landscape design evaluation criteria. The staff comments on this application are that the application conforms to the height and clear vision requirements of the sections, specific to fences. No new fencing is proposed in a subject property's front yard. Moving into the site design criteria, the staff comment is the proposed gates are consistent with the height and materials used in existing fencing in subject property and adjacent properties. And moving into the landscape design criteria, no changes to the landscaping other than the fence installation are proposed as part of this application. That concludes the staff report.
Okay, is there any additional correspondence?
No.
No, all right. So we're going to call for any public testimony relating to this matter. Thank you.
My name is Joanne Kramer, and my PO box is 750 Cannon Beach, Oregon, 7110.
Right.
Anyhow, he hasn't addressed the fence that is on the telephone's property that backs up to my house. And is that going to be replaced? It's like in ill repair right now.
And that's the one that you're the next door neighbor to the west?
Yes, to the east.
To the east?
East,
Okay.
yeah. And then the fence is the responsibility of the phone company to replace that.
You can see the fence in the, oh, sorry, we'll be able to see it. And one other thing, you'll take all of the comments and then you'll ask of the applicant if he has any comments.
Yes, right. So, all right, any other comments that you want to make? on
I'd
this?
like to see all of the no trespassing signs taken down.
Okay, anything else?
No, I would like this resolved right now. If Andy Patton has any response to the fence that is on the phone company's property and is abutted next to my house, whether that's going to be replaced.
All right, if you could stay, we will get to that.
Okay.
All right. All right. Okay. Public comment? Welcome.
Okay, so my name's Paul Crocker. We own the property to the west of the Lumen property. We're at 144 West Jackson. No, I think the cedar fence seems like, it seems like an appropriate way to go. We have the same issue, I guess, that Joanne does. Joanne's on the other side of the Lumen property, and that is that the existing wooden fence is old and it's falling over. And it does appear to be on the property of Lumen Technologies, so, I think this would be a good time to address that issue. What do we do with that fence that's falling over? Particularly if it's on their property, and they don't, because I'm not sure how we can deal with that. So that's the main thing, is the fence is falling over. And so what do we do? I tend to agree with Joanne too, the no trespassing signs are just taped up there, like the signs you buy at Ace Hardware, they don't look very good. And the last comment is, I don't have any problem with the padlock on the gates either, but I'm just wondering, like, if there was a fire or something, what the fire department would do, how we just break the gate down and go back there, because it is, a lot of, it's a big building, it's a lot of equipment, and from the picture, it looked like the majority of the building will be behind the gate. And so, first responders would need to get back there. In one of those drawings, it kind of shows what we're talking about as far as the fence goes too. You can see where the gate is, because the gate's not there today, and you can see where the fence, the older fence is, because the gate's not there. So if you want to see it, it's on one of those slides. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. All right, we have another comment.
Kathy Crocker, married to Paul Crocker, live next to a phone company, have lived next to a phone company for 36 years. We've always had a wonderful relationship with the phone company until, as of late. The trespassing sign takes away from the neighborhood. What we have always had in Cannon Beach is a closeness with the phone company, and we all get along. And the problem is that those no trespassing signs make all of the people who walk down the street say, oh, look at that, why are we not supposed to be going on that property? Whereas before, everybody thought it was just a house that was there, and we walked by the house and everybody didn't pay attention to it. And so it's just, everything's changing now since it was sold. And heck, the guy who used to be in the phone company came over and helped me put bunk beds in my house. I mean, that's the kind of neighborhood we have. And now they're complaining if I go and prune my roses and have to go on their property to prune the roses, then I get in trouble. How am I gonna prune my roses and all the plants and stuff that go over if they're gonna have this padlock lock there? And they don't take care of their property. The fence goes completely around the property, her property, my property, and the property behind, and it's falling apart. We put some of the fence in that's in there, and it's fairly new. Ask the phone company for help, they wouldn't do it. So not a good relationship with the phone company right now, and a nice cedar fence that we all could agree on. It doesn't have a padlock, it doesn't have all these signs that say, don't get close, let's make it like it used to be, like a house, and nobody knew what it was, and so why did you need to have all these signs? I don't see any signs like that anywhere else in Canada. You guys?
Thank you. Any other public comment testimony on this matter? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. All right, discussion or a motion. Let's see, what should we do?
Mr. Patton.
Oh, Mr. Patton, we will ask for your response to the public testimony. Anything you want to say?
Sure. I've not been to the site in about 2 months. So it's a little hard to hear with the echo that's in the space. have the signs, the no trespass, I thought the first person that spoke talked about the no trespassing signs being pulled down. Are they back up? Or have they
There's
never
not
been
as
pulled?
many, but it looks like there's still quite a few.
Okay,
That's just from my site visit. Did anybody see anything different? There's about 5 up there.
okay. I'm not familiar with those signs. I didn't put them up. Regarding the existing fences, there are the property is bordered by 3 residential properties. And all 3 of the fences are different styles from different periods. I actually don't know who owns those fences or who put those fences in originally, and I don't know where the property line is exactly. So I'm not quite sure how to respond to that. We did have an application 2 months ago to replace that fence. Although it was with a chain link fence, which is more durable. But at this point, they decided they wanted to just put gates up. To what's been happening is people have been walking around the building and leaving debris and materials around the building. And so I think that's why the no trespassing signs went up by Lumen employees. And that's why they're requesting these gates go up to stop the unwanted foot traffic around the building that's been happening for the last several years.
All right, anything else?
Not at this time.
Okay, so the matter before us is the 2 gates, simply the gates, not replacement of the fences, which we don't know the ownership of. On that matter, can we have, let's start with a motion and then we can have discussion?
I'd like to have some discussion
Okay.
before a motion, if I may, please.
Sure.
I will speak to the fact that this matter of the fence being replaced came before the DRB. And at that time, it was not indicated that there was no known owner of the fences used. The applicant seemed to want to replace the entire backyard fence. And that was denied, maybe thinking that the fence would be replaced with cedar. It's not sounding like the applicant is going in that direction. And I don't know if on a conditional use permit, if there's a time limit for review or reconsideration, if that is warranted in any way, because it does seem to me that it may be time for a relocation in order for the neighborhood to feel more at ease with this particular entity. If there's not, I don't know how we can help in that regard. I'm not aware. There was no indication that there were police reports for trespassing and garbage, so we have no way of verifying that happening. And
All right, I hear you. Okay, so as to the 2 replacement of the gates,
it's not a
itself,
replacement. It's not a replacement. It's
cedar.
It's
It's not
putting,
installation.
it's an installation of gates.
Oh, okay.
There are no gates there.
Oh, okay,
Present.
all right. Okay, so as to that matter, do you have an opinion? If it's just limited to that matter, do you have
If you want me to make a motion on the gates, I would say that's conditioned on replacing the entire backyard fence as well. And removing the no trespassing signs.
Okay, all right. Tim, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, we need a second.
We do need a second.
I'll
Yeah.
second the
You'll
motion.
second?
So we're in the discussion phase
Yes.
now. So, I asked Jen to pull up, nobody could seem to find, the original conditional use permit. I asked Jen and it took her approximately like 30 seconds. So she knows where the bodies are buried. And it includes some work. I mean, this came before the Design Review Board in 2002 as well. We had jurisdiction over the landscaping plan. Here it is. This does not exist today. We certainly would have jurisdiction over the fence, just as we did in the matter, the Sandy Reedman matter. And so what's not clear to me is I'm not happy with any of this. I think Lumen Technologies has the duty to be a good neighbor and to make this building blend in with the neighborhood. And that includes no trespassing signs. It includes a pretty little landscaping thing out in front and so on. I just don't know how to get there from here.
I agree. That's why I asked if there is a review that DRB could ask the planning commission to, or staff.
It actually is not even planning commission, it's us. Because if you think about signs, you think about landscaping, you think about fences, that's us. Now, and all of those things happened in 2002.
Doesn't conditional use permitting go to planning?
True, but we ruled on it as well with regard to landscaping, with regard to the fence, and so on.
Well, conditional use was the use of the telephone company being there.
Exactly. So I don't think any of us want to tell the telephone company, pull out your wires and go somewhere else. What we want to tell the telephone company is be a good neighbor, right? Now, one of the things that I heard Jeff say, and it might be the right, file a complaint with the code enforcement officer and say they are not living up to their agreement in 2002. And all of that is in the packet today. You can find it all. And then it could come back, or it could go to a hearing or, whatever. But the best thing is if Mr. Patton would say, you know what? The phone company really does want to honor its obligations. We'll just do that.
Yeah, so I think there's a motion.
And a second.
You seconded it.
Yes.
And a motion to repeat the motion, which was, to condition the approval of the gates upon a replacement of that fence. I would think that falls exactly within the DRB's purview of doing just what you said without having to go to a code enforcement complaint, because we already have a plan in place which had to be approved to get that fence in there. And so if it's not up to that standard, then, or they're going to amend it in any way, they would still have to come before you.
Well, then, if I may, I would propose that we amend the motion to say, make the landscaping look like the landscaping plan. Yeah, this came before the DRB.
Would that be a separate, so fence is
No, the
site?
fence and landscaping are all part of the same
So
thing.
That's what
I
we're
would
getting
say is to condition the approval of these two, the gates on that.
All right. Do you want to make, I'll withdraw my motion for, the gates with the fence.
Just restate it, because
And then if you want to make the motion with your landscaping,
well, I
condition.
liked your motion, just
So amend it.
amend your motion with adding the landscaping plan as presented in the 2002 packet.
But
There it
not
is.
specific, because if I recall, the landscaping plan asks for some things that, I haven't studied yet to know exactly to say you need to do it like that without really,
Well,
seen.
it's,
So
you,
it was,
yeah,
it was
it's
approved.
there, it should be there.
Yeah.
But it should be there, so you don't need to,
Okay.
Right,
We don't need to relitigate that.
right.
No, but I mean,
we don't expand it or enlarge it or anything.
Right.
Like that, as it was.
right, but there's some real overgrowth in the front there, so that's where I'm not sure, you know, when you say bring it back to what it was, you know, 23 years ago.
Yeah, well, they can't do that.
Right.
They can't put it, you know,
Yeah.
it's, say the site plan said for Japanese, maple, it's, you know, and
Well,
it's
but
cited
that's-
as 8 feet and, you know, that they can only do.
But isn't that basically what we're saying? If we say that you have to do the landscaping that was in the original conditional, use, landscape plan?
But why is that wrong?
I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just saying, what if they're not able to, complete that? I mean, there's plantings all along the entire structure, the front with specific plants. So that's where I guess I'm a little, uncomfortable just saying, make it like it was without knowing for sure that they're going to be able to comply.
This is a fence, not
You know,
landscape.
we want to give them a
It
chance
is,
to come
no,
back.
this is landscaping.
That's okay.
That's planting materials.
You know, we can ask them to maybe come back with a landscape plan, you know, as part of the conditional use of approving the gates, replacing the backyard fence.
That's it.
All right. Okay,
So
so,
are we better, Jeff? This has been continued once.
That's fine because, you know, this continues to be certain, which is this one, and so you're just continuing to ask for, more, so.
Okay.
We haven't really any issue.
Okay.
So,
That brings it to.
Expires March 24th.
So, we should be fine.
all right, and we can include on that, getting rid of the no trespassing signs, since these gates will be locked, presumably, correct?
I would say that as long as it adheres to that plan, or, you know, he comes back with an answer to that.
Right, okay. All right, so the motion is amended. The second, you accept that amended motion?
I second the amended motion.
All right. Any other
Can I hear what the motion is? Because I'm not sure that it was, actually stated, amended.
Well, so there's two tracks here. One was continuance, one was the motion. Do we want to continue and have them come back with a plan that's based on the 2002 plan?
Well, I think that that's what we're saying, is to come back with a new landscape plan.
Then we'll consider
No, I mean, approving the two cedar gates, condition on replacing the cedar fencing in the back, providing a new landscape plan, removing the no trespassing signs, and I might also add to figure out how to allow the neighbor to trim her rose bushes, from a padlocked gate to work out.
Or are we saying to allow someone else?
No, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I don't think that should be.
Try to
Okay,
hold it,
all
get
right,
all the issues.
all right. Approved condition of a backyard fence replacement and a new landscape plan.
All right,
So why, may I just ask, why do we want a motion at all today if we're continuing?
We're approving with conditions is what we're doing. That they
So we're not continuing.
No, but we're asking them to come back with a landscape plan. They can do that when they want, but that's part of.
Does that work for you, Jeff? Is that,
I think, I just personally think it would be cleaner to continue. And you don't have to make, just make an amendment, I mean, just don't amend, just make the motion to continue the meeting and ask them to come back with a plan for you.
That's, yeah,
All right, that seems.
I kind of like that, because then they're submitting.
Yeah.
We're, rather than us dictating, they're submitting.
Okay. All right, well, with that clarification, do we have a motion to continue this matter?
I still have another motion out there. So,
Which one is that?
so we still have the motion about the conditional approval, which has been seconded, and then the
Yeah.
discussion.
Okay.
Okay, let's vote against.
All right, so let's,
Well,
we've
can
got
I
a
withdraw
motion.
my motion?
She could
I'll
withdraw it.
withdraw my
Yeah.
motion.
Right, okay, all right, so that motion is withdrawn, and now we have a motion to continue the matter for the party to come back with these various aspects of the plan, so we can finally approve it. Motion? To continue?
So moved.
All right, Tim, second,
Second.
Anita, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Harvey? If you want to be.
I've been wondering about the side fences.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, so Harvey, do we have Harvey's vote on this?
Aye.
Continue it. We are moving to continue to allow the applicant to come back to satisfy these various elements. Harvey is a yes. All right, we are moving on. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we're sorry, it's just,
Yeah.
and they close the meeting.
Okay,
Right.
I'm sorry, but I just wanted to
You'll be
know.
able to do a public comment, we'll have another public comment.
Right,
Okay.
right, just not during the public hearing. All right, so we are moving on to 2519. Lori Dilly, on behalf of Friends of Haystack Rock, an application to install a tough shed, TUFF shed, to house David's chair at 195 West Warren Way, and residential high density R3. Application will be reviewed against the criteria of Municipal Code Chapter 1770-080 to 100. All right, so this is a public hearing, so the staff report.
Yes, as per the memo sent out January 8th of this year, the Friends of Haystack Rock will be in attendance this evening. The Community Development Department has yet to receive the revised application. The application was originally noticed and scheduled for the design review board's December 28th or December 18th, 2025 meeting. On December 11th of 2025, city staff received a request for the application to be scheduled for this hearing. The application was rescheduled and noticed for this hearing, however, no new materials have been received. It is the discretion of the design review board to continue ERB 2519's hearing to a date certain.
Thank you. Any additional correspondence?
No.
What's the recommendation of the staff report? To continue it to receive other details?
So since we've had this, continued twice.
Yes.
It costs us probably about over $100 each time to do this fix.
Yes.
So that's why it was left on the agenda.
Yes.
Instead of having to stop it, renotice it again. So our recommendation would be is to at least open it. If there is anyone that wants to make a comment tonight that had seen this notice and wanted to come and speak about it, and then you guys can decide if you want to continue it or not to the next meeting, or go through the procedures
Or get more details? Right, okay.
excuse me, Tim.
Yeah, I do have a question. So it seems like a simple request, but I may have missed the nuance of what we're missing in the request.
So to clarify, the application was filed by Friends of Haystack Rock, however, they have apparently not communicated with the property owner prior to filing their application. After filing the application, they got into contact with the property owner wanted some revisions to the application. Those revisions have not been finalized and submitted.
So it might not happen, or it might happen.
I don't have any information about the status.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, if we made an approval that couldn't happen later, it would be a moot point. It doesn't matter.
Right now, there is nothing technically that can be approved as there is not a complete application.
Oh, okay. So we must continue.
And the option is either to continue or to deny.
Okay. I move to continue, DRB.
Well, let's let,
Oh,
like I suggested, if there is any public
Okay.
who'd like to comment.
Right. Does any member of the public want to weigh in on this matter, this application? No. All right. And your motion, Tim, is to?
I move to continue this item to the to a February meeting, I assume, yeah.
All right. Second? I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you want to take the fifth, anything? No, just kidding.
If you're gonna ask if I oppose,
You oppose?
I
You
oppose.
oppose, okay. All right.
Harvey gave it thumbs up as well.
Harvey is a yes? Okay, 3-1. All right, great. Okay, so that is continued till the February meeting. So next we have
Can we have some discussion on this maybe?
Oh, sure,
So that
yes.
we get a better idea about what
might be good.
what it is that is being opposed or suggested, thank you. I guess my idea of what a tough shed is in question because in my mind, I just have a metal looking building and I'm still not clear exactly where it's gonna be. And it seems like it's in coordination with the Moby mats that would be used at Tolovana Wayside. And so then it's a question of how many chairs, what's the size of the shed, materials, colors, you know, the elements that might be affecting the shed depending on where it's placed. And I guess those would be things that I have no answers for at this time.
So to provide a little bit of insight onto that, and again, this is not a complete application. The original proposal was for a prefabricated wooden shed and would be housing a single track wheelchair. That's what a David's chair is.
Oh,
Is a track wheelchair that you go on the beach. The location of it was originally going to be over by the front entrance of Lowe's. Again, because that was not coordinated with the property owner, there is apparently some discussion between Brent's Vegas background and the property owner as far as where that may or may not be located. So we don't have any information about this location at this time.
all right. Well, that's a lot more detail than we thought. Okay, so the motion to continue has been passed. So any other comments from members of the board based on that information? Okay, so we can move on to 2523 Breakers Point Condominium Association. This is an application for repair and replacement of an existing retaining wall at 253 North Breakers Point Drive. Application is going to be reviewed under the criteria of Municipal Code 1770-080 to 100 design review criteria. So staff report on this item.
Yes. The applicant proposes to replace an existing wood retaining wall bordering the northern portion of the Breakers Point condominiums adjacent to West Fifth Street between North Ash and North Laurel Streets. The proposed wall measures approximately 300 linear feet and will have an above grade height not exceeding 4 feet. The new wall will be constructed from pile-driven steel I-beams with wood lighting and be located in a landscaping gap between the existing wall and the public sidewalk. The existing wall would then become landfill for infill behind the new structure, and the existing round post would become to grade level in order to facilitate its construction. The new steel I-beams will receive a 1x8 wooden fascia board to cover the steel flange and make the beams consistent in appearance with the new wood lagging. Application materials indicate that the site plan will be revised through the demolition of a wooden staircase adjacent to the North Ash Street roundabout. The stairs are not shown as being replaced at this time. No changes to the site's landscaping or exterior lighting are proposed as part of this project. And the approval criteria are detailed in the staff report.
All right, any other correspondence on this matter?
No.
Okay. All right, we have Breakers Point Condominium Association present. Can you identify yourself?
Yes, Jim Ramsey,
Jim Ramsey.
Chairman of the Maintenance Committee.
And Josh Taylor from the property manager.
And could we have your addresses? Sorry, could we have the address for Breakers Point, please?
253 North Breakers Point Drive.
Okay. All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Well, in your package, you see the condition of that, retaining wall. Piles are rotten. Got one collapse already that, picture in there where it collapsed on the PPNL power box. So it's, it doesn't need a replacement.
All right. Did you want to say something?
Yes, if you scroll back down about 6, may I step up to the TV screen?
Sure. Yes.
Going, you'll see the transformer, there's a picture of it, there it is. Okay, so we had to reconstruct this as the retaining wall had fell and created an issue for people using the side. That was going to create an issue for people on the sidewalk here, and it was putting pressure on the transformer, where we had to refurbish this and try to hold it back as we can until we can move forward with the big project here. But if we didn't do that, it would have caused a pretty big issue for the property and everybody around us, as everyone's kind of tied in between each other with the water, the electric, the sewer. We're all, everybody on Laurel and Ash is all pretty much in contact with us.
And as you've seen, those photos, the piling are deterring.
Does anyone, member of the board, have any questions of the applicant?
Well, yes. There been a geotech report done on that hillside that, the little retaining wall is holding up?
A geo report on it?
Geotech report, yeah.
No, this is a 3-foot wall.
Yeah.
So, the geotech is not required, it's not required to do that. So if the building official, comes out there and, thinks that it's necessary at the time of the permit, then it will be required.
And yeah, it was not required.
So are you planning to take out the sidewalk then?
Oh, no.
No, so that's all we want to do is put still I-beams in
In front of the current wall?
In front of that, which will not encroach on the sidewalk and ruin anybody, walking up and down. We have.
The current wall is right up to the sidewalk, so when you say you're putting it in front of that wall, that's where I'm having a hard time understanding how it's not gonna encroach on the sidewalk.
There's approximately 1 foot, sandy gap, and that's where the, existing posts are. And so the new posts will be driven into that gap in approximately the same location where the existing posts are.
I did not notice a gap on my site visit.
Yeah.
I also noticed a street
Yes.
lamp.
May I approach you for a second?
Sure.
Okay. So So where these are, so this is the sidewalk, into the sidewalk here.
And speak up, we have
Oh,
one
okay.
person on.
So there's about a 1 foot gap between the retaining wall and the sidewalk where the pilings sit. And what we would be doing is putting steel I-beams in between each one to be able to remove them as to put ladder boards. So we will not encroach on that sidewalk whatsoever. We're just going to structurally make this wall exactly how it is, but with steel I-beams and covers of wood on I-beams, so it looks unique and exactly like wood base, but it will not be encroaching anywhere on the sidewalk.
This is what I.
Yes.
Speak up.
Oh,
Yeah.
This will be the, pressure treated wood that keep, over the face of the items, so keep that same kind of.
Well, and I appreciate all that, you know, but I guess I'm just wondering, because in looking at this packet, I guess maybe I misunderstood, but it seemed to be saying that it's gonna be built in front of this, that it would be encroaching on the sidewalk, if there's a
No.
street light that's there.
So
The statue is also in line, of, you know, we're talking about a block of retaining wall, and I wonder, you know, just looking, seeing it today, I mean, you can see where your utility box, you know, that there was some movement there, and just wondering, you know, when you start jackhammering beams, you know, what that might do to that hillside. So that's where I asked about the geotech.
They're going to vibrate.
I'm just nervous about approving something that should be done without knowing that we're not gonna approve something that's gonna cause the whole hillside to come crashing down.
All right, Mr.
Yeah, so I would just refer you to their plans that shows you the distance of the 6 feet back to the wall, 4 foot sidewalk, and it's plenty of room to do that. This is not it's not a substantial difference in what's already there. They're just replacing with a better wall. More up to date and one that will last longer because it's not moving. So that's all we're doing. It's simple replacement pretty much, except for the updated technology.
Well, what would happen if they get into this and then there is an event? Would that be the DRB that was liable for that
Building
decision?
official.
Okay, that's my main concern.
This is very analogous to that duplex on Large
Yeah,
Street
right.
where we got all bogged down and
Yes.
our
Yes.
underwear all tied up in knots
Well,
over
Tim.
stuff that we don't have any jurisdiction on. We don't have any
Well, but
jurisdiction on it.
we're making decisions that could be, you know, that those events could be triggered by, and that's what
But that's up to the building official.
I understand that, but I just would like to make sure that we are, you know, not overstepping our authority, because we are not, you know, looking at information that might be relevant to this project.
But to be careful.
I have a question for staff.
Yes.
What is the triggering factor that makes this not maintenance, makes it something that would come before the DRB? It's not clear to me what that is.
So maintenance would be a modification or improvement to an existing improvement.
Okay.
This would be a completely new retaining.
So it's a new wall. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay, all right, based on that exchange, do you have any other comments in your testimony? No. Do not, okay. All right, any other questions of the applicants?
When do you plan on starting this project?
Hopefully as soon as the weather cooperates a little bit. You know, obviously, we're not gonna do a lot of work there. The hill is saturated with water, so hopefully within a couple months.
I thought you were, I'm with that, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Specifically not before May.
Hopefully not before May.
Oh, okay. All right, anything
Depends
else?
on how- It depends on the saturation and so on.
Okay, anything else? Yes.
And doing so and redoing this wall will also not only help our property, but it will help the safety of people using that sidewalk, because as you see, it's starting to be an unsafe area, if somebody, trips or hits that wall, and, it's just not a safe situation, so this will make the sidewalk, the roadway, and that retaining wall, just everything safer for our community.
Understood. And your board has approved?
So
The Breakers, board has approved all of this?
We have approval for the vehicle.
Did you want to identify yourself?
Yes, my name is Paula Angel, I'm the chairman of the board. And I want to just add a little bit that, yes, the board approves this, and we also have deployed this building style twice already, the I-beams with the wood in the front to retain the look. We've already got 2 other walls. We were told at the time that we were curious, what do we need to go through to take care of this wall? And they said, DRB, because it's so close to Fifth Street, it's open to, it can be seen by the public. And that was really the main reason they steered us this way. They said you would need to approve the look and the feel mainly, but we still have other permitting, I think, to do with the city in other departments. But yeah, I wanted to point out that we've done this before, and we're not personally doing it, it's a professional company that is doing it, like the contractor, so.
All right, thank you for that. All right. Are we ready for public comment? Public testimony? Anyone want to comment on this application? Hearing none? All right. Do we want to have a motion first or any more discussion?
I'll move to approve DRB 25-23, application for repair and replacement of an existing retaining wall.
All right. Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Yes.
Harvey?
Yes.
All right, we have a 4-0. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, guys, I appreciate that.
All right, last item of the public hearing agenda is DRB 2524, Glenn Miller, Cannon Beach Conference Center, on behalf of Ecola Creek Lodge. Application for repair and replacement of damaged siding, doors, and windows located at 208 East 5th Street in a residential motel zone. Welcome.
Glad you won't be able to join tonight. My name's Adam Butler, the Ecola Creek Lodge.
What's your name again?
Adam Butler.
Okay. All right.
Staff report first.
Staff report first, all right. Okay, Mr. St. Clair.
Yes, this application is Glenn Miller on behalf of the Cannon Beach Conference Center for exterior alterations to be called the Lodge at 208 East 5th. The application will be reviewed against criteria of Code 1770 Design Review. The applicant proposes exterior alterations to 208 East 5th for the purpose of building maintenance. Work will include the replacement of siding, windows, and doors. No changes to the site layout or landscaping are proposed as part of the application. Moving into the approval criteria for the architectural design criteria. The staff comment is the applicant proposes to remove and replace existing wood siding on all 4 of the Ecola Creek Lodge buildings and replace it with Caribou Trails colored Jamie Hardy horizontal lap siding. The product is described as having a natural wood board and batten look. New doors and windows will be black fiberglass with vinyl and white trim. And that concludes the staff report.
All right, any additional correspondence?
No.
All right, so can we have do you have any comments you want to make on behalf of this application?
I brought a board on what the look would be. I don't know if you wanna touch it or not, but this is how it's gonna come shipped, so we wouldn't do any painting. And this is how the doors would look for the windows with the white brick.
And the material is wood?
Cementatious.
Okay.
For this, yeah. The trend is, just
Wood appearance,
humble. I'm sorry.
wood appearance, right? It is made out of what?
Yeah, so the trend is actually wood.
Oh, that's wood, okay, all right,
So we would have to pre-paint that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you want to say about that? The application?
Yeah, so we're having, in the rooms right now, we do have a couple areas, the windows are 80, or from the 1980s, so there is water leaking in when we get heavy rains, and it trickles down into the room, unfortunately, especially on building one. There is a photo on there, of the trim underneath right there, right next to the brick. And so the face of building one kind of gets the whole storm, I guess, when there's a storm, and it'll trickle down through our window trim, which the sealant is gone, so, which is unfortunate, but that's all I have to say.
Thank you. All right. Do we have a motion on this application for replacement of damaged siding, doors, and windows at Ecola Creek Lodge?
You're gonna be keeping the brick,
Yes.
so those windows will just be replaced.
Or anyone have any questions before they want to make a motion? Additional questions?
I'll move to approve DRB 25-24.
Okay, a second?
Second,
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, 4-0, okay. Thank you, it is approved. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we are done with our agenda items, both hearing and non-hearing. Do we have a motion to allow the chair to sign the appropriate orders?
I make a motion for orders to be signed by the chair.
All right, second?
Seconded?
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Harvey, that was yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right, 4-0. Let's see. And, would you call the roll, Jenna, on that motion?
Sure. Board Member Clausen.
Yes.
Board Member Rainey.
Yes.
Board Member Dipper.
Yes.
Chair McNaughton.
Yes. All right, so does anyone have any other items for the good of the order?
I do.
Yes, Tim.
At last month's meeting, I brought up the idea of reaching out to Jay Raskin, who wrote this seminal book on creating design review in the city of Cannon Beach. Jay indicated he'd be happy to come out sometime in the next couple of months. So it sounds like perhaps our February meeting, the work session might be a little bit jammed up with the sign discussion, but
if you'd like to be part of that, we can, signage can work with that, let him have his.
I think it's two separate topics. And I'd love to have signs be focused on signs and just, it's a more open-ended discussion, maybe. And, you know, the Jay Raskins of the world aren't gonna be around forever, and we need to mine as much of that expertise as we can.
Will be public comment on that, or am I good?
No.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't.
No.
So yeah, March, so maybe March.
That
Should we plan on inviting him for a work session at 5 before?
That's up to you guys. You guys, we can do it, I can do it.
Well, I would be in favor of learning anything I can that he can teach us about the design review process and board and
Right.
mind him. Seems like there's a lot of respect for him around the town and.
Yeah, and I think I've circulated the thing he wrote. He literally wrote it while he was in grad school, I think. But I'll circulate it again, or Jeff, I think I've given it to you, so it could be part of the packet. Does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Sound good?
What do you think?
Okay,
Like it?
I will reach out to him, copy to Jeff, to see if he can please make the March meeting.
Great, all right. Anything else for the good of the order?
Just, I'll go ahead and say, we plan on having that signage, I'll work with, I was working with you, I'm happy now work with you as the chair for that discussion, and we can continue to, since you know, been part of that. We're also reaching out to Darwin and other professionals and then the business community. We're gonna try to get, business owners here as well, and then others will put it out there on social media and see who else might want to weigh in. But that's, that will be February at 5.
Jeff, Shelley Mendoza, who has Shelley M, and she's actually got, I think, 3 shops in town. She spoke to me about an issue, and I don't know what the answer is. I'm not advocating for any particular position, but she's got essentially sunshades that are also signs, that are also big pictures for herself. Yeah.
I mean, we can discuss all that in the work session. Those are signs, and, I think these are things that, are those, Michelle, of course, is going to have her opinion on those types of things, but the business owners will have theirs, and so I just welcome the conversation on those. Because that's what I think where we're at, and that's, the public needs to voice their opinions on these things. That's why, I think this is not gonna be something that will just, work itself out in one work session. We'll probably have a couple work sessions on it. And I will, we need to check with the conference center, and then we also need to check with Tessa and staff on availability. And, I don't know how it's been done in the past year, but I do know from my time prior, we would hold the work sessions at the meeting time or just following the meeting time, so we didn't have to come in early at 5 o'clock. So, we can do it either way. We can have it as part of the agenda and, cut to that, and so either way you want to work that. This was a full agenda tonight, so that was, I think, the original impetus to put it earlier, as we thought we might work in. But when we were kind of looking to get others to be part of this, we knew we could get to it. So,
Okay.
Well,
Why don't we leave that up to you and the chair?
yeah, we'll work that out, see what we do.
and my mentor.
Yeah, we have to hold you guys on time and stuff.
On the topic of, brains needed to help things work well in Cannon Beach. We have one vacancy on this committee, and it would be nice if we all looked around and recruited those who might be interested in the work here. And, you know, having work sessions is a good way to find out who shows up at meetings, who likes to get involved in things like that, and who would be, you know, useful and productive on a committee like this. So let's keep the fact that we've got one empty chair here in mind. What else? Anything else? You look thoughtful, Anita?
Oh, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. Anything else we need to discuss? Should be a full spring, and let's enjoy the 5 days of sunshine we've got coming. And do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I think you just declare us.
Do we just declare us adjourned? Okay. All right.
Harvey.
Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting up with me.
Ah, it's mutual.